welcome back to one of the TryHard servers, the Hoarder's Delight. And this is MntDewMania, and this is my Redneck rant. One of two today. I did a charity video last week in lieu of my rant, so I thought I would do two rants today. So later on today, there will be another rant. There will be the X rant. And we are getting down to the end of season 2. Can you believe it already? I can't. Well, I finally figured out what I was doing wrong with my loop, and I've got my little wand here and I'm filling it in sand. But as you can see, it looks a little more curvy. It's a little matched up, and I can't believe I did that so wrong. And that's our rant for today. That's my rant for today. W is for wrong. And in case you don't know what I mean by wrong, the handy dandy dictionary says deviating from truth or fact, not correct in the action, judgment, opinion, method, etc. In error. Okay? I think from the beginning of our lives, as soon as we understand anything, our parents, most of our parents, try to teach us right from wrong. And it's usually most parents teach the same thing. It's wrong to hurt people. It's wrong to lie. It's wrong to steal. There are just standards that I think the human race as a whole tends to try and go by. Of course, there are always people who think they are beyond it or above it or outside of it. But when it all boils down to it, there are just certain rights and wrongs that should, if you're religious, of course you believe in the Ten Commandments. If you are not, then of course there are scientific laws that are right and wrong that you have to live by. You can't get away from them. Something either works or it doesn't. It's right or it's wrong. Okay? Now, but that's when, as usual, the universe throws its hands up and says, you know what? It's all up to you. So, as a country, as a group, as a religion, as a culture, we get into little groups and of course we decide again. Okay, well, maybe in your little corner of the world over here, it's okay for two sheep to stand on grass. But over here where it's sandy, it's not okay, it's wrong. Okay? And you have to be pink sheep. You can't be white sheep. You have to be pink because it's wrong for white sheep to stand on green grass. Okay? Do not think I'm doing that in jest. It can get that stupid. Okay? It is wrong to litter. Okay? It is wrong to open doors. I'm just saying. But the problem is not what's right and wrong. That is the problem. As usual, the human race screws it all up. Because I have said this before. I will say it again a million times. We have to be right. That's all there is to it. That's what's wrong with the world. Everybody has to be right. I am not wrong. It's not possible for me to be wrong because I'm right, because I'm smarter than you and better than you. That makes me right and you're wrong. Okay? Now, I don't know when it got so impossible for people to admit that they could be wrong. I don't know when that became such a huge thing, but apparently it is. So I'm like, dude, okay, why is this such a thing? Why is this such a thing with people? Why can people cannot just say, you know what, I was wrong. I messed up and I was wrong. Let me fix it. It's that easy. Okay? I didn't, now there are different degrees, I think, of wrong. Okay? Even if it's the, whatever laws you believe in. Okay? If you're religious, then you believe thou shalt not steal. Okay? I'm of a different opinion. What are you stealing for? Are you stealing? Are you in a store stealing DVDs because you're too lazy to go get a job and you want to shove them down your pants and not deal with being a grown up and having a job and working like everybody else? And you're spoiled rotten because your mom and daddy thought you were the apple of their eye and you turn out you're just a pain in the neck? Or did you lose your job and one of your kids is sick and now you're living in your car and you want to feed your kids? Is that why you're stealing? Is that why you're doing something wrong? Okay? I have always taught my kids to live in the gray. Okay? That's one of my favorite sayings, live in the gray. Some people see right and wrong as black and white. There's no gray area. Okay? No. Um, Thou shalt not steal. That's it. You need to die. Okay? That's it. There are no excuses. There's no reasoning to it. You're wrong. End of discussion. Okay? I don't care if you're living under a bridge with your kids. You're wrong. There are no circumstances anywhere on this planet that could make you even remotely right. You're wrong. I'm right. That's it. Okay? You see my point? It all comes down to our reality of what is right and wrong. Tupac Shakur, loved him, said, "Reality is wrong. Um, Dreams are for real." And that's kind of true because in the way I took that is we pretty much all live in our own dream world when it comes to what we conceive as reality. Okay? If you're not in my little dream world universe, then you're not going to see my right and wrong. Okay? You're going to see your own. You're not going to see mine. Now, another way to look at right and wrong is just people like Derek Jeter. I'm a huge fan. He goes, "I love it when people doubt me. It makes me work harder to prove them wrong." Some people see being wrong as a motivator, as a challenger. Okay, like grades in school. You got 10 wrong. Well, I won't next time. Next time I'll have all 10 of those right. Okay, they see it as positive motivation. Right? They don't see anything. Okay, so I'm wrong. I want to learn how to do it right. Help me do that. There you go. Okay. And then there's the other part of people. Thomas A. Kempis said, out of sight, out of mind. The absent are always in the wrong." Oh, that is so true. If somebody is not here, you blame them. I'm right. They're not here to defend themselves. Oh, yeah, it was so and so's fault. No, I don't know where they are. It's so easy. It's so easy for people to say that somebody else is at fault. It's so easy. And I'm like, what is so flipping hard about people saying I'm wrong? I didn't understand the question. I got it. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I didn't know how to build that wall because I've never built one before. I'm wrong. You seem to know how to do it. Show me how to do it right. But we don't want to show people right. We got to keep that upper hand, don't we? Because if I show you, then you might get better than me, and then you'll be right, and I'll be wrong. And I can't be wrong. How dare you? So, you see, it's all about, as usual, your little universe. Remember we talked about you as for universe. We talked about your little bubble. Okay? And you want to control your universe. And in your universe, you want to be right. That's just it. That's human nature. You want to be right. Ergo, everybody else is wrong. Some people would argue the fact, well, I mean, they're not. You're not wrong. You're just, not as right as I am. Now, I've actually had somebody say that to me. You're not wrong. You're just not as right as I am. What does that even mean? How can I be sort of... I don't understand. I don't understand why it's so difficult for anybody to say, I was wrong. I'm wrong. I want to fix it. How do I fix it? How do I make it right? Why is that so hard for people to do? Is it embarrassing? And here's another problem that I don't think people think about. Okay, I'm building a wall. Okay, this is my first wall I've ever built, let's say. Okay, and I don't get the foundation right. But if I and I'm building it for Fred over there in the castle. And Fred says I have a timeline to build this wall, and if I don't build it right and as quickly as I say I can, then he's not going to pay me. So I go about and I fake it good for the most part, and I get to a part that I can't do these turns. Well, maybe he won't notice if I goof up and I'm wrong, but I can't tell him. Shh, I can't tell him I'm wrong. He'll never hire me again. What am I going to do? Dude, if you build it wrong from the beginning, I mean, come on, that's like building a sand castle. It's like building an iron castle on a sand beach. It's going to be wrong from the beginning. Now, you guys know where I work, okay? Now, you know how big businesses are. It's forever changing. Everything changes. That's just the way of the universe, okay? And so they're always trying out new approaches on how to do things, okay? And I have always been, if you want to learn something and know how to do something good and correctly, you get your hands on it. You touch it, you feel it, you do it day after day after day after day, year after year after year after year, and sooner or later you're going to be good at it. You're going to be really good at it, and you're going to know what is right and what is wrong with it and why it will work and why it won't work. Now, with that being said, you can't sit in an office somewhere and do a spreadsheet because you went to college for 4 years and that's what you're good at, spreadsheets, and tell me that what I am doing is wrong just because you have a degree that says you're right. What? Whoa, where did that even come from? Okay? So, and I could do 1,000 analogies, okay? But I think the bottom line really, when it boils down to it, is fear. It's the fear. Fear can make all of us do the wrong thing from time to time. Of course it can. Just like fear can make us lie, fear can make, fear can be crippling. And you panic, whatever the situation is, and you do something and it's wrong and it's stupid and you don't know how to fix it. And that's human nature to mess up and do something wrong. It really is. That's just the way we are. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that just because, I mean, I don't know. Fear is just paralyzing sometimes. It really, really is. And I don't think, of course, nobody wants to be afraid. You just are. You're afraid to mess up. You're afraid to look like an idiot. You're afraid somebody's going to make fun of you. There's a million reasons that we're afraid, and there's a million things that fear can make us do something wrong. But I think the worst kind of wrong, now this is just my thoughts personally, is when there is something wrong and you don't speak up about it. I know this wall is wrong. I know what you think is wrong. And, I'm sorry, that's my thoughts on it. It's wrong of you to think this. It's wrong of you to say this. Now, I'm not talking 10 plus 10 is 20. Uh, you know, I'm talking about it's, I'm talking, I guess morally is what I'm talking about. If you believe in your heart something is right, and you do not speak up and say something that's wrong, okay? You're letting your fear conquer you. Now, it could turn out you could be absolutely wrong in your thoughts and assumptions, okay? You could be wrong in the facts, but you're not going to know unless you put yourself out there just a little bit. Sooner or later, right or wrong, you've got to pick a way to do something and a side. That's just it. That's just, you can't stand on the sidelines and tell people they are right or wrong and just don't think that you know what I'm saying? It's just, you've got to say sooner or later, I think, I'm sorry, I think you're wrong. And it's just, it's going to come a point where, and you're going to have to get over being judged. The fear of being judged. I think that has a lot to do with it too. We don't want people to judge us, you know, wrong or cruelly or something, I think that has a lot to do with it too. So there you go, guys. W is for wrong. And tell me in the comments below, have you ever been there? I mean, have you ever had to deal with something that, right or wrong, and it was up to you to say something, and did you? And how did it affect, how did it turn out? If you want to share it with me. Um, so until next time, guys, this is MntDewMania. We're getting down to the end of season 2 of Redneck Rants. So I've only got a couple of subjects left. Hope you enjoy. As always, please share me around, and hope you'll go to my other channel and subscribe over there. I do everything just non-Minecraft over there, and just slowly building up. So I hope you will be patient with me there. And as always, I thank you for taking your valuable time and spending it with me. It's much appreciated. Even if you just let the video play and go wash dishes, I'm perfectly happy with that. So till next time, I'm so out of here. Later, guys.